Beans, welcome to another video where I spew ideas at you on a face cam. Alright, so before I start, I have to do my mandatory disclaimer. I realized the other day that I haven't worn shirts with, places or logos on them in a long time because I'm doing face cams or selfies almost every single day. And so I feel really self-conscious about wearing shirts that have places on them because people always assume I live there. And I don't want personal information leaked. But then I realized today that I haven't worn these shirts in forever, so I need to start getting use out of them, so I started wearing them. So disclaimer, I do not live in St. Louis. I support the Cardinals. I think they're an amazing team, and my dad was born in St. Louis. Just wanted to get that out there. So I think we can all agree that the jammer wall is not doing so hot. It never really took its hold as a serious part of the game, because we've always had jamograms, and the distinction between jamograms and jammer walls are, the jammer wall is not guaranteed to reach the recipient, you can't attach gifts, and you can't customize it nearly as much as you can a jammogram. So the question is, how do you make it so the jammer wall becomes as popular as the jammograms? And I think the trick is not to look at the jammograms and take ideas from the jammograms and put them into the jammer wall like gifts or more customization, but rather to make the jammer wall separate and distinct and just make it so that it can be its own thing in a different way. So I think the big problem with the jammer wall is Animal Jam tried to make it a social feature when in actuality they don't really want social features in their game because it's a kids game. So I think there are some ways that they can definitely add some social features to make it kind of an introduction for kids into social media without having detrimental consequences or accidentally inciting cyberbullying. Right now the jammer wall is jammograms that you can't guarantee go to your recipient, that are difficult to reply to, and that everyone can see. So when people want to send you a private message that they know you're going to reply to, which right now is what the jammer wall is generally used for, they're going to use a jammogram. So what you have to do is make the jammer wall a social community thing. And the way to do that is to make it so that you can like people's comments. On almost every social media site ever, you can like comments or posts or things like that. And this is important because it filters through a lot of the bad stuff, a lot of the nasty, gritty, bottom layer Animal Jam trash, and it brings to the top the really good ones that people enjoy seeing, that people are going to like, that people want to see. And that's what the jammer wall should be about. That's what's going to encourage people to leave good, constructive comments, is knowing that if they leave a good enough comment, they put a lot of effort and time into something, they're going to get rewarded for it. Whereas right now, you put a lot of effort and time into something, it's not even guaranteed anyone can see it. Someone else could just post, and then yours gets zipped up to the top and then spit out of the jammer wall. And all of a sudden, your comment is just gone and replaced with a million buddy me exclamation points. The other thing that is so important is replying. You want to make it more of like a thread thing than just a series of comments, because on a thread you have the initial comment, you can like it, and then you have replies going all the way down, you have people replying to replies, and you have a legitimate discussion going. That's the difference between the jammer wall and the jammograms. The jammer wall should be kind of like group jammograms. If you can add replies and then replies to replies, all of a sudden you're not only bringing the community together, but you're introducing people to new friends and you're inciting constructive discussion. And I don't think that, the jammer wall, if you add replies, is just going to turn into a whole hate fest of salt and cyberbullying. Because right now you can reply to jammograms, and just because it's a one-on-one thing doesn't mean that when you have 8 people replying to each other, they're going to become cyberbullies. I think in a group, you're less likely to bully someone because you have everyone else looking at you and you don't want to come off as mean. And so that's why I think there should definitely be a direct replying system with a notification that comes through to the other person you're replying to and everything in the jammer wall system. Because right now, you're not guaranteed that someone's going to see your initial post, and you're not even guaranteed someone will see your reply. No matter how much effort you put into either of those, you're not going to be able to see what's going on. Now I'm going to say my very biggest best point for last, but what I want to talk about next is the masterpieces that are currently in there and how they can expand on that idea. So in an update 2 days ago, Animal Jam released a feature where you can feature masterpieces on the sides of your jammer wall. This is great because it incentivizes people to click on the jammer wall, which usually they aren't doing, and that's the problem we're trying to fix in this video. And it allows people to show off their art in a way they couldn't before, because dens aren't always the place people are going to be, and sometimes it's just nice to have a jammer wall that you can show off to people in the middle of Jamar Township. Speaking of showing off, you know what Animal Jam people really like? Showing off. And right now, what you show off are rares and masterpieces. Those are the current dominant reigning factors in Animal Jam showing offness. One thing I think Animal Jam could really capitalize on to grow interest in their game, to grow interest in the jammer wall, and to promote a healthy level of competition among players is achievements. They've existed in the game since the beta, and there have been great strides taken to make them more part of the game. During the beta, you couldn't even see what achievements you didn't have or how to get them or what the achievements you had did. They just showed up as an achievement, so nobody really understood what was going on. Later they fixed that, but still, it's difficult to use achievements as a concrete way of measuring against another player because you can't see which ones you're missing. You can only see the number that you have, and you can't even tell if the achievements you have are good or not. When you just count the number you have, playing Best Dressed 10,000 times has the same weight as playing Pillbugs 3 times. So I think if Animal Jam could go through and do what Club Penguin does, which I think is brilliant, and label the achievements based on difficulty. And yes, I understand, Animal Jam does technically currently rate the achievements based on their difficulty. However, it's not something that translates across games, you know? The most difficult trophy in Falling Phantoms may be way easier than the most difficult trophy in, like, Longshot. And so, if you can go through and really standardize this thing, you can really have a legit system. In Club Penguin, you have stamps, which are achievements, and you can put them straight on your stamp book. You can show them off right from the beginning on the title page. The Jammer wall, why don't we have achievements that you can show off on the side of your Jammer wall? It shows off your experience as a player. And this stems into another idea that I just want to throw out there. I may make a more serious video about this, but I just want to get this idea rolling. What if levels weren't just adventure levels? What if when you got an achievement, you could go up a level? What if when you played a game, you got experience? And your animals could actually go up levels as you trade and play the game and interact with buddies and dress up and incentivize you to not only play the game more, but also give you a concrete way to show off your experience with the game. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. But what I want to say is, I think achievements should be on the Jammer wall, and I think achievements should be standardized so that they're more of a show-offy thing. I think engagement in the game would go up significantly. I remember I quit Club Penguin for the longest time, but then stamp books came out, and I played just for the stamp books. The stamp books were awesome. There were some really weird, quirky, hard achievements in there, but getting them was the most satisfying thing ever, and I loved it so much. Finally, my biggest suggestion for the Jammer wall, and the one I think could make this feature one of the most ridiculously popular ones in Animal Jam, is the ability to post trades on the Jammer wall. When someone is offline, their trade list should still show up. Obviously, you can't show everyone someone's entire inventory for them to trade for, because that's kind of a violation of privacy, and someone may not want their entire inventory shown off, so you can't do that. But if someone can leave a trade list, even when they're offline, and people can go and trade for it, and leave a suggestion on the Jammer wall that the person can later go back and accept, and there are two huge benefits. First of all, trading goes up so much, and you have the ability to play even when your buddies are offline. The game isn't dependent on other people. And secondly, there's a huge benefit for non-members, because how many times, as a non-member, have you gone and had someone say, "Oh, you're a non-member, I wish I could give you this item, but you're offline and I can't gift it to you," so you lose the giveaway. Well, guess what? If you're a non-member, you can just have a necklace on your trade, and then the person who's running the giveaway can go and just trade you for the necklace. And then, all of a sudden, non-members can participate in giveaways. The one problem I see with this is Animal Jam's new double check system. You know what I'm talking about? The one where it goes back and forth, and like one person accepts the trade, then the other person accepts the trade, and the other person re-accepts the trade. That's the one thing, is that's an important measure to prevent scamming, and if you did this, it'd be really awkward to have each person log in like twice in order to really accept the trade. That would take some creativity to get around. You may just have to make it really inefficient, or you may just have to go with it and accept that a couple people might get ripped off. But overall, if you could leave a trade for someone to accept when they got online, that would be amazing. It drives up people's time spent playing on the game, people's enjoyment of the game, and of course, it drives up the number of times people are going to get on the game, because they want to see if their trades got accepted. That is so exciting. You want to just sit there and refresh Animal Jam and see if your trades are getting accepted. All of these things drive up membership, which Animal Jam. Money, you like this, you want this. Put this in your game. Those are my thoughts for the Jammer wall. To recap, I think there should be a replying system, a liking system, the ability to display achievements, and the ability to trade for rares even when the person is offline, or to offer different trades, or to have some kind of auction that goes on where the person can put one item up and people can suggest multiple items and the person can choose whichever items they think are the best. This is the best way to get the best trades, and it's a great way to promote capitalism and kind of a fair trading ground for all Animal Jam players. Anyways, Beans, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you take my suggestions into consideration, especially the Beans at Animal Jam. If you could add trading on the Jammer walls, that would be a reason to play the game. I just think it's a great way to use a feature that already exists to implement this kind of auction house that I think everyone is looking forward to so much. So, there are my thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!